Okay, folks, I'm on to the next tutorial, which is adjusting the camera and adding obstacles. Some of this is going to be an overlap from the first tutorial, but it does contain some new things. So if you select the game view and the main camera, you can actually change the frame size until you're happy with how big the ship is on screen. This is an alternate to what we did at the end of the last tutorial, where our ship, we finished everything, we had the asteroids, and then I was saying you can change the size of the ship. In this case, you're not changing the size of the ship, you're actually changing how much of the space the camera is seeing. So I'm often find that like 20 is about right for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Also, this game is going to be a little bit different. We're going to add a camera follow script, and there are two ways to then make it track the spaceship. I can drag the spaceship and drop it into this box, or I can click this little circle over here and then select the spaceship from the list that pops up. I tend to like doing this if I have a small scene. And now let's try and press play. And there we have it. And in this situation, my background should be tiling. Actually not 100% sure why it's not tiling properly. The way the tutorial was having it, that is interesting. The way the tutorial was suggesting to do this was to simply scale this. So I've scaled this up by 4 times. So I'm going to make that 432 7.2. And that is going to become 5. Okay. Now, the next part of this tutorial is closer to a repeat. We're adding asteroids. And so because I've already done my other tutorial with you, we've already made asteroids. And so I'm just going to go ahead and drop these into the hierarchy. Oh, I'm in the game. I need to go back to the scene. Scroll out a little bit. And then I'm going to move this one around. Let's add another one, move that one around. Let's duplicate that, move that around, duplicate that, move that around. Okay, let's press play again. There we are. Much more challenging because we're not using our arrows and it's not responding quite the way that I anticipated. Fantastic. Now, if you were doing this tutorial completely from scratch and not using these prefabs, if you were using the prefabs, you can stop watching this video now. If you're not using the prefabs, what you would be doing is you'd be going to the asteroid folder. I'll use a different asteroid this time. You'd be dropping that asteroid into the scene. You'd be adding a component of rigid body 2D. You would be changing gravity to 0, be changing friction to 1, and then you'd also be adding a polygon collider 2D to this object so that when the ship hits it, we would understand that it was hitting it. The other part of this tutorial would be to add the the polygon collider to the ship. I'm not going to do that right now because of the people who were using the prefabs might have already stopped watching, and I'll do that in our next video. Thanks for watching. That was, what was that? That was adjusting the camera and adding obstacles.